Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Miguna again with his tweets, as he has just come out to express his concern towards this kind of leadership of some cabinet ministers under William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government. When I was just reading a one-page tweet of Miguna, I realized something that was so much important. That when you look it deeply, Miguna it seems like he's not happy the way some leaders, cabinet ministers, principal secretaries, and other individuals across the government agencies. This is whatever Miguna is saying. Yes, the Githeri media has descended into the gutter. But that happened years ago when Honorable Moses Kuria was swimming with them in that gutter. Some of us are victims of both gutter swimmers, but that can't justify us joining them in that filthy gutter. The important point here is this. The Nation Media Group is not the government Kenya, or rather Kenyans elected. Kenyans elected President William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza administration. And with power comes great responsibilities. A government, any government that reacts with anger and vindictiveness at a media house because that media house has descended into the gutter draws sympathy for the gutter. I'm not asking anyone to accept the obvious bias from the Githeri media. I'm not saying Kenyans should not criticize them. Of course, we must do that. What I am calling for is that those holding public offices exercise restraint and conduct themselves in a manner that advances the public interests. Threat, abuse of power, and other acts vindictiveness must be avoided by those in power. The Nation Media Group and Citizen TV did not make Moses Kuria and Bore behave the way they did. No one who genuinely supports President Ruto can argue that those two brought more support of voters to William Ruto's by their behavior. We must build a civilized, prosperous, democratic country governed by the rule of law, not led by kifua. This is the tweet of Miguna. When you watch this video, I realized two things. The line, the second last paragraph, Miguna is saying the Nation Media and Citizen TV didn't make Kuria and Bore behave the way they did. It means this is their behaviors. As Florence Bore is fighting to secure the house in Karen, and by the way, this Miguna also came out talking about, where some individuals, after being elected as members of parliament, cabinet ministers, principal secretaries, chief administrative secretaries, they always look forward to live in Karen, Runda, Muthaiga, Kitisuru, and other places where the rich people lives. When you look at the behavior of Florence Bore, was about fighting with a member of parliament, a house worth 120 million Kenya shillings. When you look at Moses Kuria, when the media, NTV, or rather Nation Media Group, came out exposing the deal they had importing a duty-free oil in the country, Moses Kuria behaved as if the media never did whatever it is right. Now, when you look at the second last paragraph, Miguna is saying no one who genuinely supports President Ruto can argue that those two brought more support or votes to William Ruto by their behavior. It means Moses Kuria never had an impact towards William Ruto's presidency. The same to Florence Bore. But as Miguna is saying, that if you are a cabinet minister, principal secretary, serving in parastatals, different government agencies, you must behave as civilized, prosperous, and democratic person as we look forward to have a good country where it is being governed by the rule of law. Not the way Moses Kuria is doing it with Kifua. It is just simple. Moses Kuria and some individuals in William Ruto's government, they never expected that as they were taking over, appointed in various positions in the government of Kenya Kwanza, they were to follow the law. Some of them think like they are still outside the government. They are in the government. So some speech, talks must be civilized, must be controlled, or else we are endangering our country in a way that when we are being appointed in different government agencies, we behave as if those positions are permanent. And by the way, those who are serving in Kenya Kwanza government, they must come out to learn from the Uhuru Kenyatta's regime, where some individuals since 2013 to 2022, they believed that their positions were permanent. Some of them, I saw some people complaining about Matiang'i was using an excessive force, and that came from the supporters of William Ruto. They can complain about Fred Matiang'i. They complained about Kibicho Karanja. They complained about Joe Musheru, who was the cabinet minister of IT, not IT, ICT. But now, there are some individuals that are still behaving the same individuals who behaved in the regime of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So the truth is, as long as they are serving under William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government, they must understand that these positions are not permanent. This government will reach a time that they will exit, they will hand over to those who might be elected in the future politics. So for Moses Kuria and some individuals behaving like they have power now, they have the instruments of power, and they can do whatever they want, this leadership is not permanent. It's not a position where when you are appointed, elected, you are in that position permanently. So it shows a kind of, when we speak, even if Moses Kuria and his colleagues are behaving like this, I want to remind you that all institutions, rights, freedoms that are being recognized by Constitution is not respected, whether you agree with me or not. Abuse of power is literally abuse of the Constitution. And by the way, I told you in a certain video, several videos, I've told you that these people who are in this regime, they never came out supporting the Constitution of 2010. The team that supported Constitution of 2010, they are all of them in Azimio. Just few in Kenya Kwanza. But a bigger percentage of them they are in Azimio. And that is why when you look at even various sectors, William Ruto is facing a very difficult situation. In that, even when it comes to dealing with devolution, is a big problem to him. So when you are trying to actualize and articulate to William Ruto that this is how devolution must work, is impossible. They don't understand, because this was not the agenda they supported. It was something that was supported with few individuals who believed that the Constitution of 2010 was a big achievement to the people of Kenya. So when you see people like Moses Kuria, who are not respecting the law and respecting the power that they have, then it is absolutely abuse of power and again abuse of the Constitution. At the same time, when you abuse the power, you're abusing the Constitution. That is what we are seeing. So ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Thank you so much because of your support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. And most thing, don't forget to like. Bye bye till we meet on another video.